Ever wonder the best way to warm up for Setu Bandha Sarvangasana or bridge pose? This pose requires flexible hips, shoulders, and chest, as well as strong back and leg muscles. Hi everyone, it's Genene, and today I'll lead you through a warm-up that you can do in preparation for your bridge pose practice. For today, you'll need a block, like so, yoga block, optional strap, because we're going to be doing baby dancer pose, and if you can't grab your foot for that, then you need a strap or a belt or something like that. And let's get started. Let's begin standing. This is where you may need your strap, because we'll start with that baby dancer pose. So you would take your strap and you make a loop with it. If you've never done it before, it's over one and under another if you have a strap like this, but there's other kinds of straps, so it depends on your strap. And let's start by standing on our right leg. If you need balance, if you know right away, I need to balance on something, grab a chair now and then join us. And you're going to wrap this loop, make sure it's big enough so that you can wrap it around the ball of the left foot and then come back up to standing. There's a few ways you can do this. I'll show you a few ways. So very simple, keep the arm down and you bend the foot and you haven't gone very far at all, right? Just like this. And you bring the knee, left knee, and bring it back behind you, and then your hip flexor starts to stretch. Another option, if you can do it, this is what I want you to do. You could grab hold of something for your balance, and then this, instead of hand here, bring the arm overhead, which looks like the arm, the elbow, see, has to swing up and in like so, and then the right hand grabs the strap and you can walk down the strap and bring that knee back behind you to get the hip flexor to start to open up, lift the chest. And eventually you can walk your hands back and grab the left foot. Staring at something that's not moving to help you balance, and keep lengthening down through the tailbone, up through the crown of the head, so you take it out of the low back. Release. Let's try the other side. Wrap the loop around the ball of the right foot, and then choose which way you're doing the arm position. And then another way to do it, I'll show you. You swing the elbow up. Now this isn't really going to work great. I'll show you why, but it will work. You bend the leg, and now that right knee can flare out to the right. So draw it into the midline, because drawing the knee outward is going to narrow the pelvis, and you're more likely to get a pinching in the low back. And then gently release. And no need for the strap anymore. Next, we want to turn on our inner thighs, which we're going to need to engage when we're doing our bridge pose. So take your block, and it's on this level right here between the upper inner thighs. So, and you can play with squeezing, and not squeezing, and you'll see how the thigh bones turn in, and you feel all these muscles in your inner thighs turn on. Now, when you're doing this, very important, because you can overwhelm your pelvic floor if you turn the pelvic floor off. And what will happen is you'll get this nice little arch in your low back, and that'll feel terrible. So instead, engage the pelvic floor, outer hips hug in, tailbone, pubic bone come together, And then you lift those inner thighs and you feel the thighs turn in as you squeeze the block. Keep squeezing the block, and let's go into Utkatasana, chair pose. You could first start with your arms out in front of you, bend the knees. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift the arms overhead. Breathe. And then notice how even here we're lengthening through the tailbone, lifting up through the crown of the head, and feeling the pelvic floor doing its work and the glutes and the inner thighs doing their work, and enjoying the power and the heat that you're creating. Come up to standing. Good job. Let's come to lying on our bellies. Bring your arms by your side for this one. We're going into Shalambhasana to engage our back muscles specifically. So take your imagination and run with it. Imagine everything is going to lift off the ground except for your pelvis. And then from the thigh bones, lift the legs, and from the chest, lift the whole upper body, lift the arms, and feel as if you could feel the erector spinae, all the muscles around the spine, engage, engage, engage as you do this. Chest open, throat open. Ask yourself, are you still breathing or are you just panting? Let yourself breathe. If you feel a crunching in your low back, then you lengthen the tailbone, pull the low belly away from the floor, and lift again and see if that takes it out. And now lower down. Hands can be underneath the forehead. Now to multitask, let's also get the shoulders open here and the back. So bring your hands behind your back, clasp the hands, take the legs and root them into the earth here. Inhale, lift the chest. Reach those arms. Take the heads of the arm bones, the top of the arm bones back, lift the chest more. And exhale, release. And then change the clasp of your hands. And this time we'll lift everything up. Ready? Inhale, lift the legs and the chest. Reaching from the pelvis, out the crown of the head and down through the feet. Lifting higher if you can. So can you feel the back muscles and the shoulders opening? And then release again. Take a breath. Let me know in the comments below how this warm-up worked for you. And join us next time where we're going to dive into a number of modifications for your bridge pose. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Namaste.